Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I figured I'd do something different today. I know it feels like I'm always saying that, but I wanted to do something that was inspired by the new class I'm taking. I basically had to find an interesting fact or like tradition about another culture and share it with the class. And I wanted to do that with you guys today now. So I've got a whole list of interesting things, other cultures, for me anyways, because I live in America. And most of these are talking about cultures outside of America. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to share them with you today. Now, please keep in mind, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff at all. This is just an interesting article that I found. I wanted to share it with you guys because, like I just said, I thought it was super interesting and I think we could all benefit from learning something new, especially while we're all stuck at home right now, so why not? I'm definitely going to put the link to the article that I'm referring to down in the description. Please click on it. I don't talk about everything in the video that's mentioned on the article, and there's a lot more interesting facts that you're missing out on. So let's begin. This one, I don't have a whole lot of like details on this, but apparently in China, a green hat is a symbol for your wife cheating or being unfaithful. Like I said, I don't know the full details to that. Maybe if you do, you could leave some more info about that in the comments, but if not, that's cool. I just still think that's a weird thing to think, or like a weird concept that a whole culture has. Have you ever thought about how important punctuality is? In Venezuela, it's actually considered normal to show up to events like dinners like 10 to 15 minutes late, because if you show up too early, it comes off as being overly eager or even greedy, which is really weird to me. You know, in places like here in America and Germany, they are stickler for times and you better show up on time or you better have a good excuse for being late. In Malaysia, being anywhere from 5 to 60 minutes late is acceptable. And there's no need for any apologies, which I find absolutely crazy, because if somebody was an hour late to meeting me, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to start all this drama about it. That was actually a plot line in The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for one season. Yeah, somebody was like an hour late and they made a huge deal about it. Apparently in Malaysia, that is fine. And then in Morocco, it's even socially acceptable to be late for like an entire day. I don't know how you can be late an entire day. Like, I'd be so mad if I was like, hey, come over to my house Friday night, we'll have dinner, and I get everything ready and you don't show up, and you come up Saturday and you're like, sorry I'm late. I'd be like, no. I guess you could like change plans though, that's socially acceptable, but I guess that's different than being late. In Chinese culture, it's okay to be up to 10 minutes late. I feel like that's acceptable too. Like, life happens these days, you gotta give people some wiggle room. And then in Mexican and Greek cultures, it's okay to be up to 30 minutes late, which, I don't know. I tend to be late everywhere I go, which is why I feel like it's good to give people like that 10-minute buffer. But I try not to be like 30 minutes late. I try not to be more than 15 minutes late. I feel like that should be socially acceptable. 10, 15 minutes. It's considered a big no-no to give sharp objects like scissors or kitchen knives as gifts in places like China and the Netherlands. To the Dutch, sharp objects are considered unlucky. And then in China, it means you want to cut ties with people or with the person you're giving it to. So that must mean that knives are great breakup presents. In Hungary, they don't cheer or their drinks by clinking glasses. Because in 1849, a pact was made to never clink glasses for 150 years. And even though that means this pact would have ended in 1999, a lot of people still do it just to honor the Hungarians who died in, I guess it was some war, because the pact was made when a general saw, I think it was Austrian soldiers cheering after winning a battle, and they clinked their glasses. So the soldiers who saw that vowed to never clink their glasses, just because they thought it was so disrespectful that the other guys did when so many of their people died. So yeah, it seems like a good reason to me. Yeah, so apparently even today Hungarians still don't clink their glasses. I'm actually really curious to see if that's true. So if anybody knows that, you should comment down below and confirm. You know how everyone has, well, not everybody, but a lot of people have like colored pens, and they'll use it to, like, I don't know, write letters to their friends sometimes, just to journal. And in South Korea, one color they don't use when they're like writing letters or writing their friends' names is the color red, because red ink symbolizes death. So that's pretty interesting. I know I've heard that before. I know red in a lot of culture means like blood or death. It's not really, I'm wearing red, lol. It's not really a color that always means something good in a lot of cultures. Now let's talk about greetings, because the way people greet each other in different cultures definitely varies. So like in Germany, it's custom to greet everybody in the room with a handshake, even kids. And as somebody who grew up with my family's German, my mom's side of the family is from Germany, and whenever our family that actually still lives in Germany comes over and visits us, they shake everybody's hands. And I remember growing up, they would always shake our hands too, and it actually makes you feel really important as a kid, so it's kind of cool. But I didn't realize that was just a German thing. I honestly, because like I said, we did it growing up, thought everyone did it. And yeah, I guess now thinking about it, I realize people don't, but like I said, our family always did, so I kind of just thought it was normal. This one's actually pretty common knowledge too. In Japan, they often bow when they're greeting and thanking someone. The depth of the bow you give someone often depends on their social status or their age, stuff like that. And then in Argentina, they often greet each other with one single kiss. Then in places like Brazil, they'll do up to like 3 kisses. They talk about some other places where kissing's like a common greeting in the article, so you should definitely look that out, because there's a lot more places that greet each other with kissing than you would think. So in Austria, finger pulling is a very serious traditional sport that they do. And apparently it has a very strict set of rules. It's called Fingerhackeln. I know I'm saying that wrong, but it translates to finger pulling. And it's basically tug of war with your fingers. Just like another interesting, weird tradition. In Greece, they don't teach their kids about the tooth fairy, so they don't have their kids put their teeth under the pillows the night that they lose the tooth, so the tooth fairy can come and give them some money. They do though is they take their child's tooth and they throw it onto their roof. Apparently it's supposed to bring the family good luck and good wealth and fortune, and it's supposed to bring, they think that it's gonna bring the child's tooth good health. All right, we're getting towards the end of my list here that we have today. So I know this one's actually a pretty well-known fact. I've been hearing a lot more about this recently, but in Finland they have a competition that's called it's a wife carrying competition. It's a pretty like big thing over there. And in 1992, they actually started a world championship of wife carrying. The prize is beer, and you win your wife's weight amount of beer. So I guess that's cool. I guess, and then starting in 2002, the event has been held in other places over the world, such as Australia, the United Kingdom, Asia, and then of course the United States, because that actually really seems like something Americans would do. I bet you they heard that and they're like, we need to get that sport in our country ASAP. Okay, that's actually the last thing I have to talk about today. If you guys know of any other like interesting cultural traditions that I haven't talked about today in this video, please feel free to leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to know more. Like I said, I just read this one article, I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys, so yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will definitely see you guys next time.